One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm Dennis Simsek. Welcome to episode number 10. 10 episodes in already. I apologize if you're watching this on YouTube for the toque. I'm kind of under the weather here. If you're watching this or if you're listening to this on iTunes, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe because I'll be making these podcast episodes every Monday for you guys and basically sharing my knowledge, sharing my experiences, and having interviews with certain successful people and so on in the future, and just building a community of people that can relate to some of the stories and some of the goals I have and so forth. So thanks again for joining me. If you guys are on Facebook, make sure to look up the Anxiety Guy because we're going to have all the updates on there along with some really great posts pretty much every day. So with that said, the 10 rules to living incredibly strong mentally. The 10 rules to living incredibly strong mentally. You know, I want to start with a quote. And that quote is from Les Brown. And he's got some great videos on YouTube. And I ran into one today and it just really resonated with me. And that is, what if you lived your whole life only to discover that it was wrong? And I said, you know what? There really is not a right time to do something that you crave to do. Whether that may be putting your skills, your abilities into action and stepping out of your comfort zone to do that thing you always wanted to do deep down. You know, we always wait for that opportunity. We always wait for that chance. We always wait for something before we take action. And I've realized that that's just not right. And we're always looking for that secret. You know, when it comes to your business, we're looking for that one piece of advice that's just going to help us become so successful. When it comes to health anxiety, panic attacks, we're always looking for that one cure that's just going to take everything away. But what I've realized being around really successful people around here in Vancouver on a daily basis is that they have trained themselves. They have done the fundamentals. They have done the basics so incredibly well and so incredibly often that at this point they almost are just so positive, and their outlook on life is just so clear that they can achieve anything they want. And I really believe that a spiritual side to overcoming your problems or your challenges, your mental health challenges, is essential. So as we really know in the world, you know, everything is bathed in deception. We live daily in this fear that is actually an illusion, and we're so crippled by what people say, what people might think, and so on. And it crippled me for years until I said, you know what, I don't care anymore. I really don't care what people say. I don't care what people think. This is who I am. You like it, you like it. You don't like it, move on. And it took a while before that set in. But going back to the people that are suffering from health anxiety, it's really important that those people understand that, and I'm speaking to you directly right now, that you guys are not stupid, you're not dumb, you're not below average as far as, you know, mentally it goes. You basically think about it like you have 4 or 5 glasses in front of you, and you see the world in such a hazy way, in a kind of a fuzzy way, and right now it's almost like your true self your true thoughts can't come through right now because you're just so bathed in your critical mind, and it's a cycle. And it's really important that you understand that this mental block can be overcome. It can be overcome. And it prevents you, I know it prevents you from speaking and acting the way you truly want to. And I want to give you the permission today. I want to give you the permission to step outside of that for a little while today and try to build some momentum, okay? And it wasn't until I gave myself permission to be happy again, gave myself the training. I had to train how to laugh all over again, believe it or not. That's how bad things got. And I want to give you permission today to speak through that tiny little voice in your head, that true voice that says, I'm going to do this, this, and this today. I'm going to take those baby steps in order for my mental health to improve, in order for my physical health to improve, and so on. Because remember, mastering the basics, the fundamentals, is going to get you to where you want to go. And getting right back to our top 10 list today. Number 1, top 10 things to become incredibly mentally powerful, mentally strong. Number 1 is don't be lazy. And don't be lazy means that there are 3 P's that you need to adopt into your life. Number 1 is perfect practice. And I'm going to give you an example as far as me playing tennis. If I were to go out and practice for 6 hours and not really working on the right things, let's say, not really doing the movements properly and so on, I wouldn't be improving much. But if I practice for 30 minutes, not the 5-6 hours, but I only practice for, say, 30 minutes, but I did it really, really in a quality way. That's what perfect practice means. If you're going to do something, guys, it's not so much the length of time you do something. If you're going to step out of your comfort zone and you're going to do some cognitive behavioral approach to your anxiety, make sure that when you put those actions into place, that you're doing it in a quality way. You're not taking a step in and then going backwards. So perfect practice means doing the right things properly. The second P is persistence. You have to be persistent in the face of great setbacks, whether that's, for people that are suffering from anxiety out there, 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still a success, right? And making sure that you have a persistent attitude. Things don't turn around right away. I've learned that the hard way, and everybody learns that the hard way. The third one is patience, the third P. And time is the best healer. Time really is the greatest healer. And no matter what you want to achieve in your life, you need to give it a set amount of time. Okay? So, number 1, don't be lazy, and make sure you apply the 3 Ps. As well, guys, you can download this episode to make sure you listen to it a few times so it really sets in. Number 2, do your own research. Do your own research. It wasn't until I started to do my own research, it wasn't until I started to follow people that were in the shoes I wanted to get to before I started to become successful. And successful doesn't mean I make $1 million. I mean, I'm far from that stuff. But successful to me means being able to live daily, doing the things that you want to do in the face of fear, acting the way you want to act, and so on, in the face of your critical mind who's telling you to step back and live a comfortable life in the shadows, and don't go out too far, someone might say something, and I did my own research and said, what, how are these people successful? How do you overcome panic attacks? What is hypochondria, and how do I take baby steps to overcome it? So do your own research. Number 3, and I get a lot of slack for this one, is stay natural. I made this mistake, and I went to the doctor as far as the mental health goes, and I'm going to continue to preach this message no matter what, because the reason being, I've seen some incredible turnarounds from the most severe mental health disabilities or that severe health anxiety. And I've seen success stories, incredible success stories, just by people dedicating themselves to making the change in their lives, making the changes that they know are going to work naturally. So they've gone through the herbal stuff, they've gone through supplements, they gave it enough time, they've worked on themselves continuously. My message to you guys is no matter what you're doing, if you're a little bit confused as far as the antidepressants go and so on, stop feeding big pharma, and stop feeding those guys pockets, because they're loaded. Their pockets are loaded. They make enough money. Stay natural. Stay natural first, okay? Give it a set amount of time, and do your best to stay on that road. Number 4, learn to love and appreciate yourself. This is key, because until you understand that it's not about just accepting who you are, I accept who I am, my identity is living with anxiety forever. No, that's not your identity. That's not who you are. That's what I thought for so many years of my life. But the truth is that's far from the truth. You got to learn to love and appreciate yourself. So every day, what I see from successful people is they do something that preaches this message, how they love themselves, how they appreciate themselves, they talk to themselves a certain way, they listen to certain programs that again preaches that message. So it's key that you guys learn to love and appreciate yourself no matter where you are in your life right now. And again, remember, it's baby steps. Things are not going to turn around right away. The next one is do what you love. Do what you love. 85% of Americans, 85% of Americans hate the job that they're in. Now, you might be thinking, I'm in this job, I have this little tiny bit of security, and when the time comes 20 years down the road, maybe I can build myself to kind of changing that aspect of my life. And the truth is, guys, there's no real set time anything's gonna happen. There's no real, when this opportunity comes up, I'm gonna take that chance. The truth is that you need to do what you love. You need to start researching that job that you wanted to do. You need to start becoming knowledgeable about those skills that you need to get yourself into that career move today. Okay, not wait till tomorrow. And it's important that we're not only talking about the career choices, we're talking about your leisure time. We're talking about the people you spend time with. Do what you love. What have you done today that you truly can say that I love doing that? For example, for myself, we just sold our vehicle, and that was sad. I love Jeeps, and I miss my Jeep. But it opened up a new door, because all of a sudden I'm going on these walks to work at 6 in the morning, and everybody's looking around and what's this guy doing? And there I am, walking at a fairly fast speed, and listening to my headphones and listening to my binaural beats and my affirmations or whatever it may be, or something inspiring, and I love it. And just that change from getting in my car and driving and getting gas and going to work, speedy. I've been able to start my day so different, and movement creates so much energy. It really does. And I challenge you guys to do what you love in your life starting today. The next one is stay organized with structure. It's really important that you take a good look at where your stressors are coming from, where your anxiety is coming from. For me and Robin, who was here last week in the episode, it was important that we structured our life a bit better. Where do the keys go when you come in? Where does your wallet go? If you're going to get up in the morning, get your clothes ready, at night. and all that sort of stuff. Really structure your life so that you're not, spending that 5 to 10 minutes looking for something that could have easily been found if you just dealt with it, if you just had some structure there. And a great thing that I do is just, again, taking a good look at where my morning stresses are, where my afternoon stresses are, and where my evening stresses are, and going, you know what, I could do this a little bit better, I could be a bit more organized here, and so on, and putting that into action right away made a huge difference, guys. So stay organized with a bit of structure in your life. The next one is be cautious of what advice you store in your mind. Be cautious of what advice you store in your mind. Everybody's got an opinion in the world. Everybody's got an opinion. Opinions are limitless. I could walk down the street and talk to somebody, and he's got an opinion about, how to be mentally strong. He's got an opinion of, how the markets are and whatever, and how to grow a business. Everybody's got an opinion about something. It's important to recognize if that advice is actually coming from someone who's clearly successful in that aspect of their lives, or is it coming from someone that might not truly understand what he's talking about. Let's be honest here. Okay, so it's really important that you take the time to separate what is good advice and what is hazy advice. Okay, really important. Next one, stay active. Stay active. Everybody talks about 15 minutes a day, but I like to think 45 minutes a day, 45 minutes minimum of doing something that you have a passion for, something that, and it doesn't mean going to the gym and lifting hundreds of pounds. No, I mean, take 45 minutes, go for a walk. Go on that hike that you always wanted to go on, and just start doing something every single day. Stay active. From what I've learned is that when I'm not active, when I'm not playing tennis, when I'm not running, when I'm not biking and whatever, mentally I feel kind of tired. I feel lazy. I feel like I'm not accomplishing something. I don't feel as strong. So it's really important, guys, that you guys stay active in your lives and jot down a couple things that you want. And we talked about structure before. By all means, write down Monday what time and what you're going to be doing for that 45 minutes. Tuesday, what's it going to be? If you guys want to spread it out and do something different, if you want to join a class, fantastic. But no matter what you're doing, guys, stay active. Don't fall into that lazy trap, because that just hurts us mentally. Stay active. Next one is eat clean, but not too clean. Eat clean, but not too clean. And anybody that asks me about this diet, the nutrition stuff, I always say, the 80-20 rule. Because I know a lot of people that tried to quit smoking and they tried it cold turkey, and guess what? It didn't work. So the 80-20 rule is where you really focus on the real foods, the vegetables, the fruits, the good carbs, and so on. That's the 80%. But that 20% can still be, that piece of chocolate or whatever. It can still be whatever you want it to do, a small bag of chips, whatever it is. I'm a big believer that balance is really important. Balance. And if you're going into something wholeheartedly, there's a good chance that you're going to fail. So eat clean, but not too clean. Okay. Next one, last one. Maybe the most important one, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe the most important one is have a morning and evening routine. Have a morning and evening routine. And this comes from the successful people. I've studied them for years, guys. And there's no accidents as far as when you see these people and how they speak and how they go about using their body and their body language and how they connect with people, that's no accident, guys. That's all been trained. And it's really important that you have a morning and evening routine. What do you do in the morning when you wake up? What's the first thing your eyes are attached to? Is it a dirty room? Is it a messy room? Is it some crappy paint job that you have on your wall? What do you see when you first wake up? That's important, because that could set the tone. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? In the evening, when you're going to bed, are you stimulated too much by TV, and so on, and music that's not going to help your mental health? I'm a firm believer that honestly, when it comes to the music side of things, that you should really be careful of what you listen to, because words have a lot of power behind them, guys. And when you listen to certain songs and videos and so on that have this repetitious tone to them, this negative tone, this filling you with fear kind of tone, it can really add up in your own life. And if you don't see the invisible, that's really where people get hurt, is they think that if they don't see something, if they don't focus on something fully, that it's not going to make a difference mentally. But in fact, when you're sitting here and there's something playing in the background, guys, that's still going into your subconscious mind, and that's being stored right there in the files. So be aware, be conscious, and be aware. But have a morning routine and have an evening routine. How am I going to calm down as I get, closer to bedtime? In the morning when I wake up, what can I really do to give myself that jolt, that set the tone for the rest of the day? And those are the 10 rules, guys. And we went a little bit overboard today as far as time goes. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode here. And I will be seeing you guys in episode number 11. Make sure to subscribe to this iTunes podcast or whatever, if you're listening to it on Stitcher or any other kind of feed there, because I'll be making these every Monday. And if you have any questions, visit anxietyexit.com. Fantastic website that we've put together with some great knowledge, some great posts as well. I'll see you guys on Facebook. Looking forward, and have a wonderful day. Implement the 10 steps, and I'll see you guys really, really soon. Take care.